Yeah, thanks.
I asked him what time it got.
Well, then bad luck, I wouldn't have any luck at all, right? Is that how the saying goes?
Oh, man. Sleep on that ladder.
I asked them what time they got here this morning, but they wouldn't tell me either. So.
Oh, I stayed. Last night I'm hurting today. Today I am hurt.
Time to get bed.
Went to bed at midnight, woke up at 3:30.
You been eating okay?
Huh? I know. You know what you always worry about as a coach? Honestly, the one thing, someone had told me this when I first got in the profession, you know, and my kids were younger, you know, and married, is that, you know, the problem is everyone knows your schedule, you know, so they always know when you're out of town, you know, for like robberies and stuff. And you always get nervous when people start asking you, so what time you work till? What time you know what I'm saying? Because they know that. I mean, the kids, they know when they have sports in schools and everything. But Jacksonville's a good spot.
He does the same thing. He tells people and his readers, I'm going on vacation. Stay around.
Shouldn't do that.
People need to know.
That's a security breach.
It is.
I'm in a gated community.
It's
Whoa, hey, the colonists.
Anybody who looks at my house is going to look at it and go, no, we got better houses than that one.
Gated community?
Doug, what's the benefits of a gated community?
Well, growing up in the Bronx, I had a bus going by my house all the time. We'd shake the house. We had a mass transit. All right, where are we at? What day is it?
Is it Friday?
It's basically like Friday, right?
You guys have so many guys that are out on offense. Who are some of the guys that have stepped into leadership positions of the guys that are suiting up for you now?
Well, I think I think the guys that have been playing, that have been here before, you know, take a role in that. So that's been good. As far as the players that have been going in, they're so focused on, you know, working hard and trying to do the right thing, you know, and just getting ready for play and excited about the opportunity, because obviously a lot of players, especially on that side of the ball, wouldn't have this opportunity. So it's an opportunity for them to show, you know, go out there and show what they can do. And you know, it's a challenge. You know, it's a big challenge this week. I mean, Tennessee's, you know, has an excellent defense. Front seven's outstanding, big, strong, powerful. Linebackers downhill, hit. You know, secondary plays well. You know, we're going to have to do a good job up front. It'll be a great challenge for those guys on the old line.
You've got a couple of guys who can.
Speaking of Jarrell Casey, what kind of a mismatch is he, or what handful for you guys?
Tough. We probably don't have enough guys to put on him, you know what I'm saying, at a time. I mean, you know, he's always played well. He's one of the better inside players in the league. I mean, you know, he's up there when you're mentioning, you know, like Aaron Donald and players like that play inside. He's right up there with them. I have a lot of respect for him. You know, their whole defense, you know, all those guys play extremely hard. They really do. I mean, their effort's outstanding. You know, and we have not played well against them. And I mean, that's a fact.
You have a few guys who are eligible to come off short-term IR on Friday. Have you made any decisions as to if they will? Josh Wells, Austin Swearingen-Jenkins, Carson Tinker, I think are the three who are eligible this Friday.
Austin's hasn't been practicing, you know, but Josh is practicing, so you know, he has an opportunity. I like to get him out there practicing. You know what I'm saying? When you watch them practice and then seeing where they are, and then seeing if you're going to insert them right away and get him on the game day roster.
Do you weigh the benefits of them helping you versus the potential risk of injuring them more? Do you weigh that when you're bringing them back?
Well, you know, I really don't, because they wouldn't be out there. You know what I'm saying, Mark? If they wouldn't be out there if there was a risk. You know, if there was, then obviously we wouldn't go that way.
Across the board, the stats with you and the Titans are pretty identical in virtually all the categories. How much of an advantage do you think, if any, and I know you didn't plan this, how much of an advantage do you think having a well-rested Fournette on a short week like this might benefit you in this game?
I don't know. I mean, it's tough to run the ball against. You know, you like to be able to sit here and think, you know, that the players that are coming back, and we've got a couple that haven't played, you know, like last week on a short week, you would think that they would be ready to go and fine. But I think, when you play these Thursday night games, I think everyone gets pretty jacked up, both sides, national TV, things of that nature. You still got to go out there and be able to perform.
Is Jayon Brown, for Tennessee, a guy who sort of flashes on film, second-year guy?
I like him. Yeah, number 55, the nickel linebacker. Really good rusher, good in coverage. Hits downhill. I think he's a heck of a player. He's one of the guys that I made sure our players knew about, because he's a nickel linebacker, and he's very, very productive.
Do you compare the job Coach Flaherty's done with the offensive line to kind of what Keenan had to deal with last year with all the injuries at that one position and still managed to put a productive unit out there?
It's hard. I mean, it's a challenge for all coaches, not just, Coach Flaherty, but any coach that has injuries and when the players are out for a long period of time. And it's all around the league. You can't just sit there and go, it's not great confidence for the guy that's coming up there next, So I've always looked at it when I've dealt with it before as a position coach of, I've always, in my mind, trained everyone to be a starter. And, when someone was injured, I was upset or felt poorly of a guy that's worked extremely hard to get there and then he's injured. So you feel, there's empathy for that situation. And then all of a sudden your next feelings are, okay, big boy, here we go. You know what I'm saying? Let's get ready to go. This is what you've been working for. This is your opportunity now, to get yourself out there. So, it's a balance. And then, you're trying to make sure that players, put in the work, which they do. Technically they're sound. They're very confident in their assignment. And this way they can, particularly play with confidence. And then it's just a matter of are you physically winning on each play, and that's where the consistency comes in.
There's no book on how to handle that kind of situation.
I think everyone's personality handles it different. That's why I couldn't talk about how, Keenan handled it or Coach Flaherty or any of the other coaches or Coach Middleton, or Coach Wheatley. I mean, I think it's each coach's personality, but that's how I handle it, when I had that before. And we wound up getting some pretty good players. Some guys surprise you. You'll never forget, I think we were playing, I want to say it was either Atlanta or Tampa Bay, one of those teams, and Zach Streif, who was a 7th-round draft pick, needed to play against a really good player, so Zach's a big guy, really smart, Northwestern kid. All of a sudden, during the week, you're like, yeah, hey, this is gonna be a great opportunity. Then you go inside with the coach and go, oh my God, I can't believe it. He's got to block this guy, and he played his butt off, and that was really the beginning of. I mean, he just retired this year, But I knew after that game, I felt, I'm like, hey, this guy's going to be a football player. He's going to play in this, a long time, and he did. And he was a great leader and did well. So, there's some really good stories. There's some tough ones, but it's not from a lack of effort, on part of the players.
Like we talked for 4 or 6 weeks about getting that one win, maybe get you going a little bit.
Why you got to remind me about that?
That was the reality.
It was actually 7 weeks, wasn't it?
Well, we probably didn't start until after the second loss.
You didn't start, but I started.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
now that you got it, do you get a sense that that there's relief, or that these guys can feel like they can get on a roll here?
I don't know. I think our focus is just really on this next game. The goal is to win. So every time you win, obviously it's important. But I think their focus is not. I think it's more just, hey, this is the next game. Not really looking ahead or trying to get them, bundled up together. I just think that, hey, let's just focus on this week and let's go. Especially this week, because it's a little bit different. It's, the practices are different. There's more emphasis, obviously, on the mental part of it, than the physical part.
Did you see the TV clip of Tom celebrating as the clock expired? From his class? Well, if you didn't see it.
No. But no, what do you do?
Banging on the
He was
glass.
banging on the glass.
Very
He
excited.
was very happy.
Winding the clock.
Really? That animated?
He put his breath on the window and drew a big heart.
Wrote Doug, wrote your name in the middle.
Yeah, you got to talk to him. I can't speak for him.
Hey, you guys have tried to get DD involved a lot of different ways. Even last week here, the screens and going deep and that sort of thing. Is this still the last month of the season really trying to figure out just all the different ways you can use them? Just what have you thought of his play overall?
I think there's different things you can do with him. You know, like any player. I think you know the one thing about him, and I said this earlier, is that I really thought he's stepped up from where he was, you know, last year, and to where he is this year from a standpoint of, you know, preparing and getting himself ready and you know, really being a guy that, you know, we feel, hey, listen, if we get the ball in this guy's hands, he might make something happen, you know, and he's proven that he has the ability to do that. So I don't think it's a matter of, you know, trying to find out, you know, where he can be and what he can do. It's a matter of trying to fit it in, you know, to where he has an opportunity, you know, to do that. So, you know, he's done a nice job.
In Tennessee, they shuffled their offensive line the second half, I think, last week. How do you prepare for that, not knowing even who the individual guy is in the line?
Well, I think they came out and announced, you know,
okay.
they
Well,
did.
that's what I saw first.
Okay.
Said he was still
Yeah.
evaluating.
Mhm.
Okay.
How comfortable are you keeping
Never comfortable, John. Never comfortable.
you comfortable with Ronnie Harrison mistakes, you know, keeping him at starting at second?
How- I'm comfortable with him having the ability to do it. Just want to make sure that we take out the personal fouls. And that's something that, you know, I've talked to Ronnie about.
I'm going to apologize in advance, but I'm going to ask this every week for the rest of the year.
Everything bad.
Have you heard?
This is like,
anything-
with all due
I
respect.
know. Anything one way
Coach,
or
with all
another
due respect, you look like you
from
gained a lot of
Shad
weight.
or
You know
Tom
what I'm saying? I
regarding
get that
your
one a
future?
lot. Go ahead.
Anything from Shad or Tom regarding your future 2019?
Is your editor ask that
We're
question?
going to ask it every week. I'm going to ask it every week.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Is it your
In
decision?
hopes that maybe it forces them to do something, say something publicly.
Or fire me, right? Or it could go either way, right? I mean, it's 50-50.
I don't think that's going to happen, but I'd like to
Well,
know
I
the other
appreciate
way.
that, but I got to win games. No, I haven't spoken to anybody, especially on a short week. I mean, that's the next. You can ask that question next week.
All right, I will.
Well, I know, right? Yeah, but you already used it this week.
I warned you that I'm going to, I apologize. That makes it okay.
I tell you, you're right about him. All the stuff you said.
If you apologize, you can ask anything you want, right?
If what?
If you apologize at the beginning, you can ask anything.
That's like with all due respect.
Bless his heart.
Bless his heart. That's the other one too. I like it. Are we finished? All
Thanks.
right. I'm exhausted. Yeah, I was trying to do a good job.
You only missed 2 in the league.